Actually drove out before I had finished putting on my seatbelt. That was the last time I saw anybody. Around 5.
My brother finally called. Right away asked about the kids, asked about Susan, and he was like, yeah, the kids are here. No, Susan's not with me. And I was like, well, where is she? You know, and he was like, I don't know. I have no idea. She went to work.
Josh drives all the way south to a place called Point of the Mountain, and he places a phone call to Susan's phone.
Hello, Susan. We are on our way back, and I can't believe that somehow my brain missed the day. I thought today was Sunday. That was really, really stupid. I'll talk to you later.
We sat there and waited. It was a long time. It was an hour, maybe more. Josh finally showed up at the house.
Josh had taken the children on a middle of the night camping trip. It was freezing cold. None of this makes any sense, except to him he does things spontaneously without any plan. And he took the kids. He said that he left Susan in the house. She was sleeping.
We really wanted to talk with Josh, and we wanted to record it. We had Josh follow us to the substation. He was adamant about taking the boys with him.
When's the last time you seen her? Probably about midnight of last night.
Where at?
We're finishing up a movie. What movie did you just watch?
Josh is very evasive, and he uses the kids who are in the room to distract away.
He wasn't forthcoming with answers or information, so it was very frustrating.
And where did you drive to? Well, I started heading south through Tooele, turned onto the Pony Express.
How far down the Pony Express did you go?
Maybe 20 miles, I don't know.
So what did you do once you got there?
Hooked up the heater and had a fire for the boys.
Josh said they drove to Simpson Springs and had s'mores over a campfire. It's not really very clear exactly what happened that evening and the next morning.
We asked him if we could search his minivan, and he agreed. The minivan was full of camping supplies, like there was a tarp, a generator, a shovel, crackers.
During that search of the minivan, where they find Susan's phone hidden in the center console.
Eres
It's this pink cell phone, clearly not Josh's.
hombre.
And it was kind of like their headlights. They just kind of looked at us.
In no way did it make any sense. Susan's cell phone was in the van with them. Where the heck is Susan?
Detectives talked to Josh and Susan's son, Charlie.
There was one particular statement that raised a lot of eyebrows.
Who were you camping with?
My dad and my mom and my little brother.
Dad, your mom,
Niño.
and your brother?
Down the street from the Powells, Kirstie Hallowell sat in a downstairs playroom wondering, where is Susan? Then came the news. It made her heart beat faster. Her stomach turned into somersaults.
I just lost it.
9 o'clock that night, Jennifer told me that Josh and the boys are home, and I'm like, well, where's Susan? She said, we don't know.
As soon as I heard that he was back and Susan was not with them, I instantly said to myself, what has he done?
It became like this game of telephone,
Juan come manzanas.
where people were passing along these little bits of information, and suddenly a larger story was coming together.
He said he was out driving around and gone out camping with the boys. And I'm like, are you a crazy man? It was cold.
That is 100% Josh. He did that kind of stuff all the time.
But Susan would have never allowed him to ever take the boys out in the winter to the desert in the middle of the night. Never.
Okay. Well, what did you do last night?
Go go camping.
You went camping? Who were you camping with?
My dad and my mom and my little brother.
The children said Mommy was in the van but didn't come back with us. A pretty significant thing for a 4-year-old to tell a detective.
We got in the airplane, and the airplane went to Dinosaur National Park.
Oh. You went to an airplane yesterday?
Charlie's interview is perplexing because he says a lot of things that don't make much sense.
Okay, so Charlie, when you guys came home from camping, who came home with you?
My dad
And?
and my mom stayed at Dinosaur National Park. My mom stayed where a prison park.
There was one particular statement that raised a lot of eyebrows. Mommy is with the crystals. And how some people interpreted that was that the boys had been with their mom and she was not alive.
Bar detectives that Mom went with you guys last night. And then she didn't come back.
She did not go with us. How do you know that she didn't go with us?
So your kids lie then? Your kids lie?
Sometimes they do.
With children, they're going to go from threads of truth and reality to fantasy. And maybe things that happened long before Mom disappeared, they're still in his memory, and in his mind sort of fuses together.
She was not with us. I didn't leave her at the Pony Express. I didn't just take her out and drop her off or even do anything. I do want the lawyer, because at this point, I definitely want the lawyer.